They're just fucking man haters, all right? And they're angry at men. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because they've dated arseholes. They've dated arseholes. They've gone to a club and they've picked the biggest prick in the joint. They've ignored someone like me who isn't amazingly attractive. I don't have hench arms. I don't talk about my gains. I just enjoy fucking food, all right? But I'm a nice guy. I'm a nerd, all right? But you won't pick me. You won't come over to me.
Victimhood is the second level, or the second lowest level of the consciousness pyramid, the levels of transformation or consciousness, or whatever you want to call it. In victimhood, you're whiny, right? You're like, oh, why me? Why is this happening to me? Waiting for others to do things for you, right? So you wait for others, you feel powerless. You feel like you cannot exert your will upon the world. All you can do is just sit around in your own shit and just cry and beg for other people to help you.
But I'm a nice guy. I'm a nerd, all right? But you won't pick me.
Life is always against you. You're always the little guy. You'll always, for some reason, you're always the guy who ends up being the one people make fun of or the one people don't care about. During my middle school and high school years, I was just getting bullied, dude. And instead of, facing my bullies, instead of, taking, martial arts class, or instead of doing something about it, I did the worst thing you can do in school, which is I complained to my mom and my teachers, and basically that just fucked everything up. Not other people are going to solve your shit, right? It has to be you. And so I think one of the big reasons that a lot of people fall into victimhood is that they're very spoiled when they're kids, so their parents always take care of everything for them. That was a big one for me because I'm an only child and an only grandchild, and never really have to, push yourself and take care of things and take action to change whatever is bothering you. That's a big one. Like, if you went through that, that's something you'll have to deal with. You constantly see yourself as the victim, and you ask yourself, why does this happen to me? Why is life so much more difficult to me than it is to other people? So I remember in college, I was living with 3 friends of mine, 3 guy friends, and the 3 of them all of a sudden got girlfriends, and the girlfriends basically moved in. And so I was the only guy without a girl, and I was obviously constantly upset about it, and just feeling like a victim. Just why me? Why is it so difficult to me? Why? Just crying about it. And I remember even thinking at some point, like, yeah, but the universe, because I was very dabbling a little bit into spirituality, and I was thinking, no, but the universe got my back. Like, there has to be a redemption arc, right? Because I've been going through bullying when I was in middle school and high school, and now I have to deal with the fact that I don't have girls. And there has to be a point where things change, and instead of doing something about it, for the most part, I just sit there and waited for things to just magically change. And that's, in my opinion, the staple sign of a victim. You just wait for things to change without doing anything, and you just cry and cry and cry about it. You can keep crying how much you want, but nothing is going to happen until you do something about it. And fundamentally, that's the big lesson here. Like, as dumb as it sounds, you got to start taking action. And yes, it's scary. And yes, you have low energy because you're constantly battling yourself and you have a lot of self-sabotage. But when you start taking action, understand that when you're in victim mode, even a small action will go a long way, because you'll start to feel like, oh shit, I can do something about this. And that's like the biggest deal. One thing that may be helpful for you if you're in this victim mood is getting into the red pill stuff. The red pill is this idea that you're willing to take the ugly truth about reality. And there's a whole, if you don't know about this, there's a whole YouTube array of guys who are just spewing stuff about the red pill. Some of them are pretty hateful. Some of them are pretty motivating. If you feel this victim state, get into the red pill. Get pissed off. Just fuck them. Be the best version of yourself. Get into the traditional red pill YouTube space and follow the advice those guys give you. Like Hamza, for me, is the best one in this of these guys. A lot of other ones are just hateful, like Tate and the Fresh and Fit podcast, but that's another video. But just get into that, dude, because I think that the red pill is a fantastic tool to get out of victimhood. Another thing you can do, which is similar to the red pill, forget the details about that pain. Like, don't go so much into detail when you're like, oh, but my childhood happened this. Like, fuck all that. Just feel the pain and think to yourself, how would I solve this pain now? And you're like, okay, I would like to have a girlfriend. Maybe the pain goes deeper than that, but just go get a fucking girlfriend, dude, because taking that action will allow you to, get more clarity into what your problem is, instead of just trying to dive deep and trying to understand yourself in the perfect way. Just take more action. You'll understand that, okay, this was not what I wanted, but then you'll have more clarity. So that's my biggest advice if you're in victimhood, because I spent a lot of time there myself. And occasionally, like, I'll still have pockets, right? Like, it's not as if you completely move out of every level. You'll still fall back sometimes, or you get triggered sometimes, and you feel that. But the way you go about it is, as I said, you take action to solve things, and then you get clarity, and then you can move on with the upper levels of the pyramid. So that's my take on it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.